friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm here with a tutorial on this box lantern, as many of you had requested for the same, and also with the festive season around. You can of course make one of these for yourself. So if you're watching this video and haven't yet subscribed to my channel, do subscribe and hit on to the bell icon so that you don't miss any on new uploads that are up. Okay, so let's get started with the tutorial. We'll be making this one. I'll brief you on how I went about this, but I'm gonna show you a different version of this today. So let's get started. Okay, and for this particular one, what we'll require are these background dies again. So it is a kind of connection of the circular lantern that I showed you in my last tutorial, right? I had told you that we'll be cutting one of the background dies and then we mount it on vellum. If you haven't watched that video as yet, do watch that because it will help you, because it's kind of connected. So for this one, what we are going to do is I'm going to use the negative part of the die cut that is left from my last tutorial. Like I told you that we mount it and then we cut the circle, and that we have used for our circular lantern. Now the left part of the die cut is what I'm going to use for this one. Okay, so once you cut the circle from the center, you left with this thing, right? Big empty circle in the center. Now I didn't want to leave it open, so what I have done is I've again mounted this piece on a sheet of vellum, okay, like so, and then I have glued this whole thing and then cut it so that I get such a piece with the vellum thing in the center, right? Now for this one I've used circular rings again here, which again I showed you in the last video of how do you cut the rings from your stackable circle dies. So you can just go back to that video and check it out. So these rings I have used, in this particular one I have used this dark rose pink colored ring, okay, and I'm gonna use these motifs to decorate it. Okay, so we'll do the gluing part. I'll glue the circle and I'll show you how I'm arranging the flowers. Okay, and we'll be completing one of the panels. Okay, so I have glued the circle and now I'll be gluing these motifs. So for the, I am using one smaller and one bigger flower together. Okay, what I'll do is I'll paste this flat with the glue. Making sure the edges of the flower don't go outside my rectangular panel, right? And for this smaller one I have put foam dots and I'll be raising it and gluing it on the top, correct? Similarly I put this side. Of course you can do any variation in the design that you like and that you can think of. Also I'll be giving you the measurements if you're working with some other background die so that you know how to go about it, right? So this is my panel. I have readied 4 such panels with me. I need 4 sides, correct? So these are my 4 panels that I have readied. Now what if you're working with another die, I'll just make you understand how I've gone about the mathematical calculation for forming the box. Okay, now since this particular die of DMC is 4 4.5 by 5.5 inch, right? The background thing which I've completely taken. So my panel is 4.5 by 5.5 inch, right? Now when I form a box, you'll get the top and the bottom square, which is 4.5 by 4.5, right? So what I'll do is I need to have some kind of insert for the box to close, right? A closure thing. So what I'm adding is 3/4 inch on each side of my box. Each, like, suppose this is 4.5 and I'm taking the inside edge as 3/4 inch and 3/4 inch on each side. So if you add, you will be getting 4.5 plus 3/4 inch plus 3/4 inch, which is 6 inches. I hope you are understanding, right? If I'm taking this as 4.5, this is gonna be my 3/4, and more 3/4 is what I add for the closure, right? So my square that I need for this one is 6 inch by 6 inch square for the top closure. Also, since this is 5.5, so to seal the edges, what I have done is I have just created 1 inch hinges, half inch on this side and half inch on the other side, and I have cut it like so. So you'll need these 4 strips, which are 1 inch by 5.5 inch, and I have scored it at half inch in the center, and I've put tapes on both the sides so to glue them together like so, right? So I'll show you one of this on as to how I'm gonna apply this, and then I'll complete the box. So what you'll do is, these are tacky tapes, red tacky tapes. If you're into crafting, you would know this. But you can also use glue, but these are more sturdier. So I'm just using this. I've just taken out the tapes. I'll take the opposite side and just glue from one corner to another corner and burnish it, okay, like so. Now when you want to put the other thing, you just take out this tape and you put your other piece like so. So you get this way. I'll be attaching the rest of the pieces like so. So inside I'll get such an edge, right? So I've readied my box, right? I've attached those 4 strips inside to hold my box. Now you can see the outer structure is ready. Now I'll give it closure both on the top and the bottom, right? So for those I need 6 by 6 inch square. The measurement I taught you how to go about it. So if your die is bigger, take your closures accordingly, okay? And what I'll do is I'll score it at 3/4 inch on each side. Correct? You can also keep your borders as 1 inch. Depends how you want to go about it. Right? Now this is the square with the score lines. Now what I'll do, you'll get the square on the side, right? This square. So I'll cut this line and go a bit diagonal so that when I close it, it doesn't come out in any way. I'll do that on all the four sides. Done. Now once you fold it, the score lines, what you're gonna do is this thing, the square that you get, is gonna go inside. You put your glue here and you glue it like so. I hope I'm clear. I'll align the edges and I'll glue it, right? So this forms my closure. See, right? And now you can just put it inside. As the bottom, correct? See. Now we need the same thing for the top, but for the top, since this is a lantern, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the same square, that is 6 by 6. Yes, I'll be gluing that, girls, so just wait for that one. I'm just giving you a brief on what we need for the top. What I have done is again cut a square which is 6 by 6, again scored the same thing, done the same cuts, right? Only the thing that I've done is given a circle cut in the center, which I've done with the help of a die, because yeah, the punch wouldn't go till that deep. So I have used the smallest die in my circular stack. Okay, if you want I can show you. This is the smallest die that I have in my circular stack. So I cut the square first and I marked the center, and then I kept the die and I passed it through the die cutting machines. So I got this opening. So this I want for my lights to pass inside, right? We'll need, as this is a lantern, we'll be putting fairy lights, or we'll be putting some kind of light inside, and I'm going to seal it completely. So I need an opening for my lights. So this is what I'll be doing for this particular one. Okay, now I'll go about it the same way as I did the last one. I'll be gluing the edges and I'll form this box and I'll put it inside and seal it. Okay, so as I told you, my square thing is ready, the top part. Now I'll be putting it inside. I'll be using glue for this one, because if we use tacky tape, somewhere it's gonna stick, because this thing for going inside, it's gonna take time. Plus with glue you have enough time to adjust basically. So just use glue for the top and the bottom. The side edges is fine with the tacky tape. Okay, so now my box is ready, correct, with the base and the top with the opening for the light. Now if you want to put any lights, the fairy lights or whatever lights that you wish to put, except for the tea light of course, is you can insert it inside, and you can keep the switches out for your use, like so, right? I'll keep this out. Now we won't leave this opening open, correct? So what I've done is I have taken this circular cut again, slightly bigger than what I had below, and I'll be putting foam tapes on side of this. But first I also want to you put some lace on my lantern, correct? So what I'll do is I have this punch again, hole puncher, which is again by DMC, and I'll be punching my hole in the circle, eyeballing the center, correct? And I'll be putting this lace, the organza ribbon. You can, there are many varieties of laces and ribbons in the market, so you can of course select for yourself what you want. Yes, I'll be providing with the kits for the same, so if you're buying the kit, you get the entire thing in the kit, right? And just fold the ribbon, take out like so, and make a knot. You can just leave it loose, correct? And I'll put the foam tape on the sides. And I'll glue it on the top, because the foam tape is removable. You can remove, and you can on your lights also, like so. Also, to seal this, I'll be using one flat pearl base on top of this, so it gives a nice look from the top, correct? This pearl, I'll be using B7000 or than any other glue that you know of, which sticks the pearls and metals properly, because the fabric glue somehow doesn't stick well, so use B7000 or something like that. Okay. It's done. You can put 2 more laces if you wish to, or something else. I'll just take off the lights for the time being. I just wanted to show it to you guys how you can go about the lighting things. So our lantern is ready, and I hope you like the tutorial, right? For the edges, what you can do is cut the triangles, right? Also, I have put some different beads at the edge. Again, you have to just insert it and put a knot for these beads. Okay, so these are the 2 lanterns that are ready. Okay, for this one, if you buying the kit and you want to know how to go about it, or just for the details, what I have done is I have used this die again from DMC. Same thing, I have taken the negative of the circle, and instead of the floral work, of course, I've again gone for these ethnic dyes by DMC, which were their last year release, and I've put those, and it's the same thing. Otherwise, this is how I've gone about it. Okay, hope guys you have liked my tutorial, and I hope you'll be making lanterns for your festive season, because you can of course use this as a decorative lampshade also otherwise. So, and I'm so happy with many of you sharing your creations after my last tutorial. So keep on sharing, leave some love for me, and thank you so much guys for joining me. We'll be back soon. Bye.